Hello, everyone, listeners. You stand at the precipice of darkness, the chamber of shadows and evil things of that nature, a.k.a. the Rapscallions Report podcast. Abandon hope, all ye who enter.
Wait, what are we doing?
We're talking about some cool things today. First of all, our resident suicidal maniac, Andy.
That's me.
Yes. Has something he'd like to tell everyone.
I've been drinking, will be drinking Cabin Fever, a maple-flavored whiskey. Ugh.
That actually sounds pretty good.
Yes.
It's actually delicious.
Hooray, he's not suicidal anymore.
This maple syrup-flavored whiskey I could put on pancakes, actually, and it'd be awesome.
As you can see, he remains
Penniless?
a maniac.
Oh.
With that being said, I'm Eric, and
Tyler?
I already gave my name.
He already gave his stuff, so let's
Oh,
just
so
get...
strong.
Oh.
I'm in my own atmosphere.
Just,
Yes.
Everyone loves their own cooking.
Uh-huh. With that being said, let's get this rolling.
Mm-hmm.
I heard Quentin Tarantino's newest movie script thing, got leaked in a scandalous affair.
It got leaked super hard.
Yes. And Tarantino, lashing out, has decided not to do the film anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Or for a while.
I personally don't blame him.
No, I don't
Because
either.
if it ruins the ending of the movie, what's the point?
Yeah.
Well, plus, it's not just the ending, it's the whole friggin' thing. You know, and yes, it was a first draft, and the film could have changed quite a bit over the time, but it's your whole thing that you want to surprise people with and present them with, and some asshole had to leak it online. No, I totally don't blame him for scrapping it, and I really hope that he doesn't completely abandon the idea, because if I'm not mistaken, wasn't that the movie they wanted to do that was kind of like a Magnificent Seven kind of thing? Like Old West, but with like a bunch of cowboys on a team?
I don't even
with, like,
remember the name of
Waltz and
it.
stuff.
It was something 8.
The Bloody Eight or
Bloody
something? I
8,
don't know.
something like that. I don't know. Here's what I'm hoping. Quentin Tarantino's rage will fuel him into his next movie, and it will be a glorious bloodbath of some kind.
Mm-hmm. You know, it'd be really interesting. Quentin Tarantino doing a futuristic movie. He's never done it before. Never done a movie set in the future.
He should do another remake of Total Recall.
Oh my god, that'd be the best. It would make up for the other remake.
And would it be a remake of the remake or remake of the original?
It would be, as he would like to think of it, as a rebirth, a reimagining.
Like Django Unchained was, because Django Unchained was a reboot of Django. There was a movie called Django. It was like a grindhouse western. It's on Netflix, not instant, but you have to get on disc. Yeah, there have been a couple Django movies actually.
So yeah, I've heard. Speaking of futuristic stuff, I hear American Horror Story is getting into the future or something.
No, they're not.
They're not. What am I hearing then?
I don't know.
About it always like changing time.
No, they changed timelines, but they never gone in the future. They've gone like present.
Like, yeah, but I mean,
they had aliens, but it wasn't in the future.
Will they be getting into the future?
Who knows? It's interesting because the show, for anyone who doesn't know, American Horror Story is a show made by the guy who did Glee and Nip Tuck. The show much more closely follows something like Nip Tuck. It's an anthology horror series where each season has mostly the same actors, but in different roles and different themes. Like the first season mostly had to do with ghosts and haunting and horrible experiments and murder. And the second season had to do with a insane asylum and horrible murder and a Santa Claus killer. And the third
Santa Claus.
It was a weird episode.
Okay.
And the third season, and alien abductions. The second season packed in a lot of stuff that didn't always work. And the third season has to do with witches versus voodoo, and it's okay.
I feel like we've talked about this before.
I think we have.
Because Smallville, season 3, which is...
Oh, yeah.
Something...
No, season 4.
Yeah, season
4 was the
season of the horror, because I remember saying that exact line.
Yep.
I think. Something like that.
American Horror Story, it's kind of a weird show, because sometimes it's good, and then sometimes it's incredibly doofy.
With season
Much
1,
like Nip Tuck was, but go on.
I haven't seen Nip Tuck, but my wife and I watch American Horror Story, and we got probably a handful of episodes into the first season, and then we kind of like, when you watch a show so much back to back, you kind of got to give it a break.
Doctor Who. I still haven't gotten back to Doctor Who.
Me with Lost.
You never will go back to
it.
We did that with American Horror Story, and it took us so long to get back into it. And we finally finished off season 1. We're like 3-4 episodes into season 2, and we're just kind of like,
You really gotta space them out, I think, because that's always a problem with Netflix, is that you get into the habit of like, oh, I'll watch all these episodes in a row. Yeah, and the problem is you can burn yourself out a lot faster. Whereas if you watch like one a day, one a week, whatever, everything's still kind of fresh to you instead of seeing the same ideas presented over and over. Like, man, watching Smallville, I watched Smallville on a DVD, and seeing several episodes in a row that were just like villain of the week episodes, it got kind of tedious. But then they always had good stuff with Lex Luthor to keep it interesting. He was the hero of the show. Michael Rosenbaum deserves an Emmy for pulling Smallville out of being terrible.
Will the same fate be seen by Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Why?
That
what
is
happened?
the question. I don't know. What did happen with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
You tell me.
I don't know. They added some heroes or something, and a main villain guy who is made up for this specific show and not actually from the comics.
No. The villain is a Blizzard Cold. He's some cold themed motherfucker.
But is he from the comics?
Yeah, he's just kind of obscure. But they are bringing one character from the comics who's kind of awesome if you like somewhat obscure characters. Deathlock. He was like a half man, half cyborg. He's actually kind of like a Marvel version of DC's Cyborg from Teen Titans, but much cooler. Because he's like Cyborg from Teen Titans mixed with a Terminator. That's the best way I can describe him. Yeah, he's actually pretty cool. He's going to be in S.H.I.E.L.D. The female warrior, Lady Sif from Thor, is going to have it be in at least one episode of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Is it worth watching then?
Here's the thing.
I'm 5 episodes in, and I
just bored to death.
I'm bored,
right?
yeah.
I think about to that same point, or maybe just episode 4, and I'm not going to watch it again until they introduce the other superhero characters. I made that vow. I'm like, once they bring them in, I'll be like, okay, I'll watch Deathlock or Lady Sif.
Yeah, but are you
And
going
that's maybe on
are you
Lady
going to
Sif.
skip all these other episodes, or are you just
Yeah.
Okay.
You probably wouldn't miss much.
No, they did reveal how Agent Coulson didn't die. Spoilers, everyone who cares, spoilers. No, that's not the spoiler.
Wasn't that revealed in the trailer for the show?
The pilot.
No, I mean exactly how he didn't die. And it wasn't, like a lot of people thought, it wasn't a life model decoy. Like Nick Fury has these humanoid robots that he uses, and they thought, oh, that makes sense from the comics. Wasn't that. He didn't fake his death. What happens is he was right on the brink of death, and Nick Fury paid for these basically like crazy expensive experimental surgeries to keep him alive. And they actually had this really gruesome scene where they were like putting his brain back together, and he was crying and saying like, just let me die, let me die. It was actually kind of intense. I saw a clip of that on a site, and I was like, wow, that's the first interesting thing I've seen from S.H.I.E.L.D.
See, the thing I don't like about S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Is they have this one female hacker character.
Guy.
Yeah, it's like one minute she's bad, one minute she's good, one minute she's bad.
Oh, she's always bad.
And it flip-flops so fucking much, and it's just like...
Yeah.
It's like they try to make it mysterious, where it's like, oh, one minute she's bad. Oh, wait, no, she's good. It's
And a
like,
lot of show focuses on her.
I hate it.
I don't know. There's way too much. She's like, going back to Smallville, she's like how Lana was in Smallville. That's how she was.
Wow.
Yep.
With the neck veins.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't have the neck vein. She's more attractive than the woman from Smallville whose name I can't remember. What was her name? It was something that had like the same...
Kirsten Crick.
Yeah, Kristen Kruick. I was gonna say it was like a Marvel character name, and then they had the
Pepper
the first
Potts,
yeah.
Jonah Jameson.
Yep.
Peter Parker.
All the Spider-Man characters.
Alliteration names. Yeah.
Stan Lee got lazy.
Man, that motherfucker. Stan Lee has always been lazy and a cheat.
Well.
Yeah, where do you segue from that?
Speaking of cheating,
Fuck Stan Lee and everything he ever did.
At least he makes a lot of sales. Unlike the Wii U.
That was a struggle, but
That was
I give you
good.
credit.
That was good.
Try
That
and
was good.
stop me from segueing. I dare you. I dare you.
You dare. It's like you're casting a hex.
I am. So, somebody talk about that topic.
All right. Wii U sales are terrible.
Not you.
I don't know nothing about it. Ain't
Me neither, but okay, the Wii U sales are like a lot lower than they thought they were, like 70% higher, and so they're sad about that, and that's the story.
Wasn't the GameCube sales like the highest for Nintendo?
Like,
I
are you
don't- I
wait?
think
Wait,
that
are you
was
saying
regular
highest of all
Wii.
time or season or what?
Just for Nintendo.
All time, then, probably.
Yeah.
No. Your 3DS or DS is up.
Well, don't
is
you have
up
the numbers in front of you, bro?
Not those exact numbers. I have numbers for one season in front of me.
Don't we have Google right in front of us?
Yeah.
But on that topic, even if the GameCube was the best-selling one or whatever, some old thing, I don't think that's really mind-blowing or crazy or anything. It makes sense. I mean, if you think about it, the GameCube specifically was at the end of that gen, so it technically was like as powerful or more powerful than the PS1 or the Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not really that crazy.
I guess the Nintendo shareholders are freaking out super hardcore because of these numbers coming back as well. And the president of Nintendo, like without anyone asking, said flat out, like, "I'm not retiring. Like, I'm staying here. Don't worry."
Well, yeah,
It's like,
it's just like in sports. Anytime something goes bad, instantly go to the coach. In the business, anything goes bad, go to the president.
Now let's play armchair business analysis. Why do you guys think the Wii U is not doing great in sales? What are your personal opinions of this? What are your theories?
I know very little about the Wii U. I kind of slowly backed away from Nintendo after the Wii. My coworker, however, him and his wife just went out and bought one just for shits and giggles.
Mm-hmm.
And he says it's basically a glorified Wii with a new controller.
Yeah, that's what it seems like to me. Is just like kind of, I don't want to say gimmicky, but that's what
No,
it
you can
seems
say gimmicky.
like. Where
Yeah.
really, this is America.
Well, he said it's
Well, yeah, it seems like a Japanese thing where it's like, oh, here's this weird little
Gimmicky.
gimmick.
Oh,
Ding, 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 ding. Nani?
I'm going to take a sidetrack right here real quick. I saw Clue the movie for the first time today. And there's a sequence, where they're joking about America and freedoms. I don't want to ruin anything.
Just go.
I don't know.
for
It's
it,
hard to
fine.
explain. I don't even
It's
know.
Clue the movie that came out like 20 years ago, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but I mean,
I want to see it though.
You haven't seen it yet either.
I saw it like 15 years ago. I don't remember anything about it.
But it's a great movie. It's so perfect slapstick. And
Maybe we should do a 3-view on it.
Sure, why
that
not?
would be a
Listeners,
good one, but
look forward to it. Please
I'm
watch.
already ruining what I would say about it, though. So.
Well, then shut up.
Okay, whatever. There is a funny moment in Clue the movie, but going back to the Wii U, it seems gimmicky, and that it just isn't really a competitor to the other consoles of this current gen.
Yeah.
See, what I don't get, if you look at the graphics of the Wii, or because you can compare the Wii to what 360 and PS3, and then the Wii U to.
No, it's the Wii U is closer to PS3 or 360.
I'm just saying when they came out,
because it seems like
It came out-
Nintendo is always between the generations, you know?
Yeah.
And they can't seem to get a foothold in actually being able to be compared in a juxtaposition with the other consoles.
And the weird thing is, it seemed to work with the Wii, because the Wii had a very interesting control scheme, and a lot of...
It was new.
Yeah, that
Now
too.
the
It was
Wii
very much
U,
novelty.
It's not exactly new, it's just...
Especially, like, with them trying a tablet, like the iPad... Tablets have existed for a while now, and they cannot beat Apple at the tablet game. They can't. You know?
No.
I agree.
Yeah.
But I think the problem with Wii U is third-party support. That's the main part of it. There just aren't games coming out on the Wii U. There's a lot of third-party developers who flat out said, we've given up on the Wii U. EA, if I'm not mistaken, was one of them, and EA is a big, big developer.
Oh yeah.
And they said, like, no, we're done with the Wii U. There's just, you need games to sell a system. 3DS is doing exceptionally well because a lot of people put out games on it, and a lot of good games at that are cheap for them to put out, and they make a pretty good profit.
And that specifically for me is why I don't want to say I don't care, but I'm not worried for Nintendo at all, because they have that foothold in the market for mobile Handheld stuff, I mean.
Now, there are a lot of people who are saying flat out, like, a lot of people in the industry even who have said Nintendo needs to focus on just cell phone games. And Nintendo has answered by saying, no way. We're not going to do that because it would damage the brand. It would damage Mario and all that stuff. I've heard rumors. On The Escapist, there was an article talking about a Nintendo Fusion, which would be some kind of weird hybrid of a 3DS and a Wii U, essentially.
Now, is that just a rumor, or is that...
It's just a rumor at this point.
Yeah. Rumor at this point?
But it's by some guy who's been right on a lot of other stuff. That being said, would it not make Nintendo look really bad if they scrap the Wii U and announce a new system?
I mean, right off the bat, probably. Yeah. It hasn't been out that long.
It really hasn't. No. But it's lost them a lot of money for being out as short of a time as it has. Mm-hmm. What do you think they could do, short of starting a new system, to save the Wii U? Or to start making money again with the Wii U? Other than release friggin' a new Smash Brothers already. Or a new Metroid, or...
New Mario, new Legend of Zelda.
No, they've released new Marios.
That's true. I'm just spitballing the...
Those have been doing okay. Legend of Zelda...
Nintendo games.
I don't think they've come out with a Zelda on the Wii U. Or have they? Does anyone else remember?
Yeah, I think it's...
They did Wind Waker HD, but that's not a new game.
They could add, I don't know, online multiplayer.
Yeah, the online on the Wii U.
Online Smash Bros, anything like that.
Well, I think Smash Bros might, but it's that whole friend... I don't know. Nintendo and online is a huge issue with them as well.
Yeah, like they just refuse to.
Yeah, and I think that's hurting them with online gaming become a much bigger thing with like professional online gaming like League of Legends and all that.
The professional Smash Brothers tournament. Professional Mario Kart League 2052.
Imagine if they did have like an Evo style Mario Kart thing.
It would be hot.
Yeah, it'd be fun to watch.
It'd be hot.
That'd be great. Just a Twitch streaming event where they played Melee, or not Smash, well, any Smash Bros. Game, Mario Kart, F-Zero, if they came out with an F-Zero for the Wii U, maybe. I don't know, fucking Dr. Mario competitive.
Here's what they can do.
Dr. Mario, really?
Dr. Mario's great. Don't you dare slag off Dr. Mario.
Remember all those games that were actually as a compilation of games, like Sega Smash Pack and stuff like that?
Oh, I thought you were talking about WarioWare. Go on.
No. They should make a Nintendo Super Pack of old classic multiplayer Nintendo games that are online. So any Nintendo game like Mario Party, everything else we've named so far, all those things in one game that has online. It would not be difficult. And I'm talking like don't update anything. Make it straight the same games from the N64, Super Nintendo, playing Kirby with your friend in Afghanistan.
If you cable guy,
or was it Iraq? He said
Afghanistan. I think I don't know. Anyways. Well, the problem with that, though, is with games from the N64, that controller was so bizarre and had so many weird buttons.
No, you can port that onto a 360 controller. Because think about it, they had essentially one stick, one pad, four C buttons, which would be converted into a stick. Go on.
Even then, that wouldn't work.
It totally
because the N64, you had the two triggers, you had the Z button, you had the A and B, and the 4C buttons.
But how many of those games used all those buttons at the same time? That they could convert or port into a different control scheme.
Yeah, they could port it. They could. Ooh.
So,
but here's one thing. The thing you mentioned about them doing compilation, they just released something like that. That's like that cross with WarioWare, though. And it's like a half-ass version of what you said. So they probably won't. It was called Nintendo Zone or something like that. It's not great. No.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yep.
But as badly as Nintendo's doing, at least they're not pulling any punches. At least they're not trying to do something unscrupulous, like paying off YouTubers to give them good reviews like certain other companies like Microsoft are.
The getting deep right there was good. I like that delivery. That was pretty good.
You're getting better at this.
So yeah, Microsoft offering a deal with Machinima, which, by the way, there was an article today where the Federal Trade Commission, I believe, said that what they did was technically not illegal, but still kind of shitty. They're like, well, I mean, it's not illegal. But yeah, Machinima, Microsoft contacted Machinima and had this long deal. It said, we'll pay your YouTubers if they don't say anything negative about the Xbox One and start saying positive stuff about the Xbox One. Now, I personally have had a theory that Microsoft has been doing shit like this for years, son. Years. I am definitely not a fan of Microsoft because they have paid for exclusivity for games before. And it seems to be part and parcel for them. This is what they do. You know?
Now, here's the thing. If Microsoft is doing it, what's saying the other two aren't?
I have seen no evidence of the R2 doing so.
Maybe
they
Microsoft
might be, but
just
maybe they're
fucked
hiding.
up a lot.
So you're saying they could just be hiding it more? Yeah, they could. I'm not saying
Microsoft could be taking the heat. I mean, not intentionally taking the heat.
Microsoft isn't the hero the game industry wanted, but it's the one they deserve. They need a Dark Knight.
Did you really go there?
I did. I went there. Let's put on a Rapscallions Report t-shirt. Andy went there.
I do have to give Microsoft 1 ounce of credit. Because they do have the Xbox Arcade indie games. You cannot... The closest thing you can get those on, aside from that, is the Ouya. But, I got a PlayStation...
How is this giving them credit?
Hold on. I got a PS3.
Yeah.
I can't spend $3 to $5 and get, a game or two.
You can get a couple.
Not
There's
good ones. I've tried.
There's that one game where you stretch out. It was made by the same guy who did
What?
Katamari Damacy.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's awesome. You get it for $3. No.
But no, I browsed the store on PlayStation 3 and there's not too many good games that you can get for cheap, but Xbox, you can.
You know what's better than both of those?
Computer.
Where you can get a $10 game for $2 on Steam.
I've realized
all the time.
Good old games.
Yeah, good old games is good too.
I've had a moment of revelation. I believe I'm now going to heaven. I've redeemed myself.
You've earned your soul.
I've earned it. And I'm going to pitch this to Nintendo and also get a hefty paycheck.
Hefty.
The way to save the Wii U is release a version of Octodad.
Yes, that uses the tablet?
Yes.
Where you, move the tentacles around by flicking it?
Yes.
Or, my god, you control the tentacles with a motion controller and go like that.
Anything like that. For anybody who doesn't know what Octodad is,
it's the best.
It's a game... I feel like we've talked about this again.
Did we talk about Octodad?
I remember talking about... See, the problem is...
Well, fuck it. Let's talk about
so many different things.
We have so many conversations outside from the podcast.
Yes.
So if we've talked about this in the past, we apologize.
Quick primer.
It's fine.
Quick primer.
Aww.
Octodad is a game where you play a squid that's trying to be a suburban dad. That's it.
That's the whole game.
That's the whole game. And you just gotta try and clean and put your hat on, and it's so difficult. But
go grocery shopping.
Yes.
Go to your wedding. Go out to Chuck E. Cheese's with your kids without being detected as an octopus. And the controls are that you move your tentacles, but they control almost like Quap, where it's just flapping all over the place. That's the game.
That's the game,
and
it's
brilliant.
Would save Nintendo completely.
You can make a multiplayer, and every player has 2 tentacles they control.
Oh my god, that'd be great. No, that
would be like a Pacific Rim style partnership that you have.
That would be a badass video game too.
There is a Pacific Rim game.
Is it that good though?
It was made by some people who made Real Steel. If you like Real... Hey, man, you own Real Steel. What the fuck are you talking about? You're the only one who bought Real Steel. And you're slagging Real Steel.
Although people's champ.
Dude, I've done a lot of things in my day I look back on and go, why did I do that?
It's probably better in Real Steel. Maybe. Maybe it's worse. I don't know. The movie was great. I like the movie a hell of a lot more than Real Steel.
What? That was a great movie. I'm kidding. It was a good kids movie. Which it was actually targeted for kids.
See, but here's the thing. Does a kids movie have to be stupid to be good? Because, man, there are good kids movies like Toy Story. Okay, Toy Story was a kids movie and was excellent.
Toy Story came out when we were kids.
There's a lot of kids who still watch Toy Story.
Hold on.
Any Pixar movie.
Stop for a minute, Andy. Think of our generation when we were kids, and no offense to our listeners, but look at today's generation. They're fucking idiots.
I don't think any people younger than me listen to us.
Well, you're a part of that generation. I'm sorry.
Ever watch Toy Story?
I haven't seen the third.
It's okay.
It makes you cry at the end.
Every Pixar movie is cry.
Yeah.
Well, no, actually, Up makes you cry in the beginning. Yeah.
Still better movie than Twilight. Love Story. I fucked up that joke.
That's fine.
I'll get the cane.
Yeah.
The wrestler Kane just come out and choke slam you through the floor. He'll rise up out of the floor.
Well, I mean, we are in the Chamber of Darkness.
Oh, yeah.
He's
yeah.
basically our neighbor.
You remember
Him, the Undertaker.
Paul Bear's ghost? Because Paul Bear is dead. For real this time.
And, of course,
You know.
Satan.
And, of course, the Saint.
Yes.
You remember when Kane had his mask and the whole thing was like, he's so horribly burned when he was a child. He's got these horrific scars. We can't show his face. And they took his mask off and he was a bald baby-looking guy.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Like he was a baby.
Skin grafts from his ass.
Mm-hmm. Ass face. He did kind of have an ass face.
So.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Let's talk
I
about
bet-
ass faces.
I bet he spent a lot of his time doing the butt chug. I bet. Is he done wrestling now, or is he still wrestling?
Who knows? He's
I don't know.
probably going to
What the hell's
TNA.
the butt chug?
Well, you know,
I'm
it's
glad you asked.
Where you stick a tube in your butt and
Beer bong.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I mean, there are other ways
that's
you can do
right.
it.
yeah.
And
you just take a beer
and
bottle.
you chug a beer through your ass, and it gets into your bloodstream faster, and you get drunk. But the
Yeah.
problem is, it's dangerous because it doesn't get filtered through your body.
Yeah, your liver doesn't touch it basically, right?
Yes.
Like it just goes
So
right
it's
into you.
basically poison.
It's poison.
And nowadays they've got a new version, an update to the butt chug.
What hot new things are the kids into now, Eric? Give me
They're-
the scoop.
They're vaporizing that shit.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
How does vaporizing? What is vaporizing really?
Well, I'm not really an expert, but
Put your lab coat
in,
on. Tell
in
us
my
about vapor.
experience, it really works.
I got bigger.
What they do is like they put a little bit of it into a bottle or something, and they bike pump that shit,
Mhm.
so it's super pressurized.
Now they put like a cork on the bottle, or do they put
Yeah, I
bike
think
pump
they-
like?
They put a cork.
Put a cork.
They get a 2-liter bottle. They fill it with an inch or two of booze.
Okay,
Some people actually
so
mix,
not that much booze actually.
Some people actually mix like cola and stuff, which I think would be a bad idea. I don't know.
The
Yeah.
true expert appears.
I've
He's like, I was
He's
doing this.
dabbled.
I've seen
dabbled.
multiple videos and I've had multiple discussions with people about this.
The real experts, man on the streets, doing some expert
And I was
reporting.
actually, to be honest, I was gonna try this, and my wife told me no.
No, why would? Anyway, go on.
But
go on.
anyways, you take a 2-liter bottle and you put like an inch or two of booze in there.
Yeah.
You put a cork in the top.
Okay,
With
so
a
you-
bicycle pump with one of those needles that you use to like say fill up soccer balls, basketballs. You puncture the cork so just the tip of the needle sticking out.
Just
a
a tip.
Just the tip. It could be a little bit more, but
Mm.
you want to start with just the tip.
Yes.
You pump it like Eric was saying. You pump it so it's pressurized, and
Mm-hmm.
then people pop the
The cork.
cork,
Yeah.
and it's almost like when you actually open a 2-liter when it has like that vapor, that mist,
Yeah. Yeah.
and people are inhaling this, and I guess they're actually inhaling the alcohol that comes off of the booze, and when it goes in your lungs absorb it, and then
Straight into the bloodstream.
straight in the bloodstream.
Again, this seems like a really dumb idea.
Here's the problem, though.
Go on.
What does vapor do when it's warm? Turns into liquid. The human body is really warm. So when you're breathing all these vapors, if you keep on doing it,
Keep on keeping on.
keep on, what it's going to do is it's going to, basically, you're going to fill your lungs with liquid unintentionally. I mean, I don't know why you would do that intentionally in the first place,
Wow.
but, and then you can actually risk drowning.
All right.
Then people are gonna get got. I tell you
And
what.
you keep seeing these people like, yeah, man, I took like 4 hits and I'm totally wasted. It's like, no, you're dying of alcohol poisoning. That's what's happening.
I just vomited blood for 4 hours last night. What a party! It reminds me of that dabbing. It was called, where you take like concentrated oil from a bunch of weed, right, and then you heat up like a thumbtack or like a safety pen or something, and then put that in the oil and then breathe in the vapors.
Just like the thing. It's how you find aliens in your weed or whatever.
Yeah, in your weed, in your
oils.
in your weed oils.
In your weed oils. Yeah. I don't know about you, but I like when I totally get high. I like to make it an adventure.
Wait, what?
You like to go out in the wilderness and just...
No, not the wilderness. Kind of the wilderness. If you consider the ocean a wilderness, I like to go out. There's this secret boat out there that
is in international waters.
It's in it. I don't know actually where it is.
Whoa, wait a minute. You found my boat?
I don't. Let me get to the point here, man. I find this boat.
Yeah.
And you kind of gotta convince these things. But it's full of these rats. And the rats are infected with various diseases. And you get them to bite you. And then you hallucinate all day on the boat. And when you're okay again,
you get high as fuck.
A little dinghy out on the water. So I hop right back in that and row back to shore.
And then the whole time you're in the dinghy, in your mind, you're going through the life of Pi.
Yes.
When he has the tiger on his boat. Except it's a rat.
Yeah, it's an infected rat. That I usually end up having to kill and drink its blood to, sustain myself back to the shore.
And then you become Dracula? Because you brought dirt.
I like to think that I was
homeland?
already Dracula. Because, I mean, you just heard what I do for fun. It seems like something that Dracula would do. And by the way...
No, if this story is again debunked...
Yeah, there was a rumor that was actually really happening about a boat full of diseased rats heading for Britain or some shit like that.
Let's just stop ourselves now before it gets too
The
far.
ship does exist. However, no one's been on it in over a year, so nobody knows if it's full of rats or not.
But it is a ghost ship.
As far as they know it. They didn't ask me.
It could be full of vampires.
Come on. Well, I mean, like, once a month it's got me on it.
Alright, so there's this ship. It's got rats.
Don't tell the authorities, but you heard it from me first. Yes, there are infected rats. Yes, people have been on it. I've been on it.
It's called the Lubov Orlava? Whatever. An abandoned Russian cruise ship overrun with starving, diseased rats. But apparently it's not drifting towards the UK, and the rats might not be cannibals?
Allegedly not cannibals.
Allegedly?
Come on.
We need to
cannibals
do
until proven innocent.
You just assume everyone and everything is a cannibal until you see them eating not their own kind. And then you're like, okay, I guess you're safe.
I mean, it's really just the safest way to live. If you assume everybody is a cannibal.
You're preparing for the apocalypse.
Yes.
The Space Wars.
Which, as we know, is going to happen pretty soon. Well, it's been delayed a little bit.
Yeah, because of the...
Superman and Batman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, if you would have watched Marvel vs. DC, then you would have seen this comment already.
Womp womp.
You know what? Anybody who doesn't watch our videos is a retard.
Whoa, bro. Why are you using that word, man?
What's wrong? It's just a word.
See, I think that anyone who doesn't watch our videos is a gay faggot.
Whoa!
What's that Louis C.K. joke? Oh, I really wish I knew that.
If you're going to say the N-word, just say it. Something...
Just don't say the N-word, because your little punk ass is making me think it. You might as well just save the time for us all and say it.
Let's talk about this subject, though. Eric and I said something, and we're assholes for saying it.
We're assholes for saying it. That's exactly it. See, I was just acting to say that word lightly.
However, Andy was being a complete asshole.
No, I say it all the time. Like someone cuts me off in traffic, and I'm like, "Oh, you homosexuals, you'll burn in hell."
He hates fags, then.
I actually have one of those signs. I helped them. I helped Westboro Baptist Church design the signs. I'm like,
That's
here,
why they're
put
so
fags
pretty.
in. I came up with fags in for them, and I'm suing them for
flamboyant those signs actually are. Have you ever seen them protesting? They're always so flamboyant.
It's like tie-dye, man.
Have you guys
they love tie-dye, man. That's all it is. They love
neon pink signs saying God hates fags. Are you serious right now?
See, the fags have corrupted pink.
Which is what Fred Phelps.
Their own abomination.
Oh, yeah, bomb. Oh.
Okay,
Anywho,
back
to the point.
So let's
is
talk
that
about the usage. Yeah.
It really irks me when people use certain words that should have heavy connotation and denotation to them lightly, such as retard, rape, gay. That's all I got.
Yeah, that's all I got. See,
so
for me,
you telling me that midgets can't use the word rape lightly? I was trying to make that much funnier in my head.
I was
There's not even like a punchline.
Because midgets are small, use the word lightly, get it? Because they're little. Never mind.
Moving on.
No, wait.
Somebody out there
back to the
is going to hear that and be like, I get what he was trying to say.
And then they're going to put
Bad
lipstick on
execution.
and cross a name off their list of people to kill.
And then they're going to carve their name into the rafter and kick the stool.
No, but
finally they found someone like them.
they're like, more evil exists in the world than I thought possible. I can leave now.
Make it stop. But yeah, like, not only is it just like an anger, frustration thing that I've got going on with people's vocabulary, like you can't express it in a better way. And then it's just,
well, it's shitty. Man. Well, yeah, and it's shitty towards people. I mean, I know this is going to sound like after school special stuff or something, but it's kind of shitty towards people who actually do have mental challenges or are homosexual or what was the other one?
Rape.
Oh, yeah, it's a big one. That actually is, man, there was this long article about rape jokes and why, the statistics now are saying like either 1 in 5 or 1 in 4 female college students have been assaulted. That's fucked up. That's really fucked up. Like, that is horribly fucked up.
Clearly, she was asking for it.
And that whole thing too, man. Like, it's a fucked up society when I don't know.
See,
I don't know how to continue from that. It's
honestly,
getting me too pissed off, man.
Going back to the high school special, you can actually look back on like, the 50s or 60s when, you're gonna wear that clothing or whatever, and looking at. Trust me, this is going somewhere.
Okay.
Give me those looks.
Your field goal percentage is pretty low.
Can everyone hear our looks coming through audio?
All right, let's give it a
we're
shot.
looking super hard. All right.
If you look in the 50s, when they wore things that was considered inappropriate, us now looking back will be like, what are you talking about? It's a tank top or it's a shirt with no sleeves. It was no big deal. But now, none of us have daughters, so that doesn't really help. But a lot of people say like, oh, well, when you have a daughter or, whatever, you're going to be the same way. Or like, oh, you can't go out in that. You see it in movies, TV shows, whatever. Look at a bathing suit 50 years ago. Look at a bathing suit now.
Uh-huh.
We're much more revealing. We're much more sexual. Which, as a guy, that's not a bad thing. I'm totally cool with it. But, however, some guys, which are sick bastards, can't control their need or their whatever. And as a society, us being more revealing, it's causing these people with possible mental disorders or just straight up sickos to attack these women and, she was asking for it. No, she was just following today's typical fashion. Is this making sense at all?
So are you blaming women for wearing revealing
No,
clothing?
he's saying that in 20 years everyone's going to be naked.
No, what I'm saying is, with the excuse, she was asking for it. Look what she was wearing. But look what everyone wears nowadays. It's always skimpy tank tops, or it's fucking damn near like the booty shorts that you see nowadays. Why do they even wear anything?
See, but that's not just because a woman is wearing something that she finds fashionable, or because she feels confident in her body.
That's what I'm getting at. It's fashion. It's what people wear today, and other people use that as an excuse. Well, like, I couldn't control myself because she was wearing this, or because of that, or
I couldn't control myself.
Yeah, that's such a shirked responsibility bullshit. Like those fuckers at stupid.
Though, right? You understand that?
Yeah,
I'm not saying that's a valid excuse. I'm quite the opposite. I'm just saying I think that's why. Because if you looked at rape cases 50 years ago, would they use that same excuse? Oh, look what she was wearing.
Probably. I mean, because there were. I mean, what about like prostitutes who get raped or assaulted? Women who are just dancers or strippers or whatever that are, it's not. There's never any excuse. You know what I mean? Like, there's never. I don't know, man.
Have you guys seen that new anti-rape condom thingy that women can use?
That seems kind of hoaxy. Are you talking the one that has, like...
The burrs on it?
Yeah, I don't believe that's real.
What?
I don't. I think that's a hoax. I'm calling that one out. The only one that's probably not a hoax, I'm saying, is probably...
even if it isn't a hoax, that kind of technology is not new. I mean, maybe their specific method, but anti-rape things have been around.
There,
for
Snopes, Rapex, South American, right there on Snopes. No.
What am I missing?
It's Snopes. It's a third link.
I'm sorry, I was looking at another thing.
Rape axe.
A rape axe. That's what every woman should just have, a little battle axe, and that way if some asshole tries to rape, you can just cut his head off, and the law will allow you to do that. It's like, I'll allow it. It's like, like, I don't know, man. I feel both bad for a lot of the college age women today, and I feel ashamed that, like, college age dudes, even though I'm not a college age dude, I just feel fucked up that, like, these people are doing this, man. Partly true. Okay.
It's a real device. It just hasn't really gone into production. It's been on. It's
on Kickstarter.
It's been revealed in 2005. They just haven't had to.
Yeah, I'm telling you, stuff like that has been around forever.
Yeah,
it's nothing new. But yeah.
All right. So, and the thing with, the usage of words, plus it weakens their actual meaning and impact. Yes.
Like,
so it's like
it like, especially with rape, it's funny until you get raped.
There was an Onion article that was that looks very painful in the cutaway. There was an Onion article. You remember when Daniel Tosh gave that joke on stage about rape, and there was a woman who stood up and said, "Hey man, rape's not funny," and he said, "Wouldn't it be funny if she got raped right now?" Yeah. The Onion wrote an article in response to that graphically detailed Daniel Tosh being raped and joking about it as it was happening. Like, they talked about his face being pushed against bricks and him going to the hospital just horribly damaged. And then they said, like, it ended with him saying, like, "Bad news, Daniel Tosh, the man who raped you had AIDS." And then with him, like, giving, like, a knowing wink and smile at the camera. Because he jokes about people with AIDS sometimes as well.
Yeah. And actually, that's kind of funny that you mentioned that. There was a guy that my wife was telling me about recently who raped a girl, or raped a lady, I'm assuming a lady, and then while he ended up getting arrested, and during the trial or his arrest or something, she basically told him, "I'm HIV positive." And he about collapsed because he basically brought it upon himself.
Yeah, that's like a weird, not ironic, it's, I don't know.
No, not watching a video.
Don't play the video.
Not watching a video on the podcast. Come on.
Go on.
There's no audio, bro.
Come on. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. What? And on a weird side note. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
On one quick weird side note. The usage of the word dumb kind of bothers me in a much lesser way.
Dumb?
Like, that's dumb or that's stupid. And it's like, it's just because they don't like something, it's dumb, or I don't know. That bothers me sometimes as well.
Okay.
But that's just a small...
But that goes back to how our society is today. I mean, text messaging and instant messaging and everything that we got, the vocabulary of some of our this new generation is just less and less and less.
It's dying.
Yeah, perhaps.
You know what I blame to this... Not blame, attribute to this erosion of society a la Rome, the internet.
Bum, bum, bum.
Agreed.
And I think it's ruining society in a way that people with very specific opinions can go out and find anybody in the world who has the same opinion as that, no matter how terrible and wrong it is.
Stormfront.
Yeah. Wait, I don't know what that means.
Neo-Nazi site.
Okay, cool. Any opinion they have, they can find, and it will be, what's the word?
Validated.
Validated by other people. And then anybody who can have access to the internet can do the same thing. And so it's polarizing opinions. It's turning people into such arrogant fucks than ever before, because they don't have to interact with people in real life as much as they want. They don't there's no need to interact with people in real life. Well, if they want to interact with anyone that they want to, that they know who they are. I'm saying this really bad. You can find.
It's okay. I do it all the time.
You can find anyone on the internet that you want them to be a certain somebody, and you can find them. If you want to find someone who agrees with you, it's a snap of a finger, you'll find them. And then you're validated. And whereas in real life, if you got to talk to somebody, if you go up to somebody in the street with a neo-Nazi statement, you will not be validated.
No.
Most of the time. Whereas if you go on the internet, you can find anything you want to, and they'll pat you on the back and be like, hey, man, yeah, me too.
You know what is the great... Not irony. I know I'm using the word irony incorrectly, but the thing that's so hilarious about that is that the internet is also oftentimes a very, very good source for debunking untruths.
Yeah.
There's a lot of... It's pretty easy to debunk a lot of stuff
but
if you just find the right sites, and find correct information.
You pick and choose what information you get, what culture you put yourself into, what friends you have.
I was just about to mention that. It's like the same with TVs, guns, anything really. Even a car. It can be used for good or it can be used for bad. The internet, like you said, you can research, you can learn things, you can discover how to build a wall. Or you can learn how to...
build a bomb.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Literally. I mean, same with a car. It can commute you to work, get you to school, or you can plow through a group of bicyclers. I mean...
See, I don't know. I try not to be cynical about these things. So I'm partially in agreement and partially not, because I think it's definitely changing the way we interact with people, and it certainly is giving lunatics more of a chance to meet up with other lunatics, which can be bad. But at the same time, it has helped activists get together in good ways sometimes as well. I don't know. It's probably about an even split.
Well, here's another thing, though.
But then maybe not, because a lot of these people who were previously anonymous and in the dark with horrible thoughts now have other people with horrible thoughts. I don't know on this one.
It's a lot more beneficial to evil people than good people, because good people, they don't have anything to hide with their good intentions.
Well, hold on, though. Think about it, though. Say you're trying to do a charity or you're trying to do a project or you're going to, I don't know, plant trees, dig a well, whatever.
Yeah.
If you need funding or you need whatever... Yeah, you can go around to local people, but you may not get what you need.
Or you can go on Kickstarter or something.
Or you can go online.
Or or GoFundMe or one of those charitable...
But see, you can use the internet to find other people that will believe in your cause and help you out.
Yeah.
If you're a sicko or a psycho or whatever the case may be, I did
one
not
or the
mean
other.
for those words to...
It's fine.
Yeah, but yeah, and that's the thing though. If you're a psycho and you want to do something bad or crazy or whatever... I think kind of you're going to do it regardless. Just the internet might give you a reason to do it worse or do it with other people.
Or organize and have a bigger impact than you would otherwise.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's one of those dual-edged swords where...
You know, is in a weird way, one of the things that, because of this reason that I'm oddly thankful for, is Anonymous. It sounds weird, but if you look at some of the things that, at least Anonymous, not Anonymous as a whole, certain groups in Anonymous have done... to either report people to the police or punish people for certain wrongdoings. Like, the one that keeps coming to mind is there was this kid on YouTube who abused the shit out of his cat, right? This little kid put on, like, a ski mask or something, like, picked up his house cat, slammed it against the wall a couple times, sprayed Windex down its throat. Pretty horrific stuff. And certain people on the internet saw this, and just by, like, certain things they saw in the background of the video... managed to track this kid down, report him to the police, called his parents, and they didn't do a whole lot of vigilante justice. They didn't go to the kid's house and beat him to death, you know. They used local law enforcement and directly contacting his parents with the contents of the video and all that stuff to provide some sort of justice.
That's good.
And that kind of stuff is exciting to me when it's not like vigilante kind of stuff where there's like, hey, let's go and... spray Windex down the kid's throat.
You got Sucker 83 on YouTube. What a Patriot.
Yeah.
This is all good, but not exactly what I was talking about.
Oh.
I mean, first of all, once again, I still think it benefits more stupid people than smart people.
It gives them more of a voice, is what you're saying. Or no?
Sure.
But I think you can actually use the argument that smart people are smart because they don't use the internet that much.
Yeah.
Potentially, but what about people like Cory Doctorow?
I don't know who that is.
Well, there you go.
I'm one of the dumb people, I think.
Like those people who have used the internet in various channels. Yeah.
Anyways, as I've been trying to say,
Sorry,
Go on.
let's say, disregarding anything about literal evil and hurting people and all this stuff that everybody likes to go on about, differing opinions, which is, communication, bouncing ideas, that sort of stuff is what advances society, not confining yourself to your own circle. What can you do on the internet? Confine yourself to your own circle. Anytime on Facebook, Twitter, anything like that, you see something you disagree with, unfriended, you remove that opinion from existence, from your own existence. You cannot do that in reality. You cannot do that at the store or at your gathering, whatever.
At your gathering of the Juggalos.
Yes. I disagree.
Are you? How? How are you disagreeing?
Okay. Say you got a group of people, say a book club.
And you're just going to say, shut up?
No, there's one person that's causing problems, or you disagree with them, or they're... Okay, say you're at like a church event, and they're all like, Satan! You can literally... It's just the easiest extreme I could think of.
But what if they're saying Satan is bad?
No.
Never mind, just go. Go on.
What I'm saying is, you can ban them from the club, you can kick them out, or say you see someone at the store and they're causing problems, you don't like their opinion, you can walk away. The internet, however, is 1,000 times easier to do that, though.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you post something on the internet and it's not something that's moderated, that comment is there and saved. And anyone, if it's a public thing, people can see it, respond to it, and a lot more people can call you out on your bullshit than if you're standing with a group of, say, 5 people. On the flip side.
That's true. Okay.
But then if you're, say, on Reddit and you're in a subreddit that's like, I hate African American. Well, when we call that, if you're on a subreddit that's say very
why
racial,
you going there, buddy?
No, it'd be called a lot. And there is a. Never mind. There are some very terrible subreddits out there. Okay, because subreddit is a democratic. Anyone can make a subreddit, whatever. So horrible groups sometimes make subreddits. What I'm saying is, within that subreddit, sometimes there may be someone who comes in and maybe even correctly denounces someone and says, hey, this person is completely incorrect, he's spreading hate speech, whatever. They're either going to be downvoted, or their comment may be removed by the moderator of that group, or just straight up ignored. So, yeah, I guess that... I don't know what I was getting at. Eric?
Reddit's another place where you can just say... What's a terrible thing? You like watching people die. Go on subreddit. Watch /r gifs of people dying or whatever it is.
What if you're a mortician, though?
Well, you still wouldn't necessarily need to
you don't
watch
get
the process.
enjoyment from that sort of thing.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, as I've said about 3 times now, the internet is a lot more a bigger door opening to people who have very dark underground things than people with good intentions, because people aren't going to go on the internet and make a subreddit of, wow, I love life. People who are generally happy and have no ill meanings are going to look at pictures of cats. People who do have ill meanings are going to make subreddits about ill meanings. In reality, or not reality, but if you tried
outside
to,
the Matrix,
if you went into downtown and held up a sign that said club for people who want to murder people but aren't because it's technically illegal, join here, you're not going to get anybody. And that's all I got to say about that. And I think we've satisfied our quota of the knowledge brain use.
Dark material for this week.
Well, we're about to go into a new kind of darkness. Our weekly recurring segment of Would You Rather...
The sex edition.
The sexual... As most good Would You Rather questions are.
And of course, did we randomly pick?
Yep.
All right, so we randomly pick a question, then we talk about it. So here we go. Let's do this. Come on, I'm pumped.
All right. Say when. Stop the needle.
When?
Didn't even go. I was listening to my own one. All right. Which embarrassing... Let me try again. Which embarrassing fetish would you rather have? Most robust sexual arousal experienced by defecating in wallets? Huh. Or by dressing up and being treated as a Chinese peasant rice farmer?
Second one.
The rice farmer?
That would double as a really good, like, Runfest costume.
Oh, shit.
It would.
Well, plus, anytime, would you have to, like, buy a wallet specifically
Would
to
it
shit
have
in?
to be your wallet, too?
Yeah, I mean,
Exactly.
it just says in wallets, so it probably would have to be more than one wallet. Or just wallets in general.
Unless you want to shit in the same wallet all
Well, if
the
you
time.
shit in the same wallet, that's like, you have to clean it out, and then it doesn't feel fresh. I mean, that's like if you're masturbating to, like, the same
you're gonna
porn
get it
star all the
wet.
time.
I want to have a cake and eat it, too. I want to eat my cake and have it, too.
Yeah, I want to have a wallet and not have to shit in it and just put money.
I'll go with the second one as well.
Yeah, I probably would also.
So we're in agreement.
Now there's a second part to this. Would you rather, same thing with the embarrassing fetish, have an unwavering need to be called Leonard to reach orgasm? I was waiting for that. Or be unable to reach orgasm unless you stuff your anal canal with a He-Man doll. This is the easiest one in the world.
Such an easy
Yeah,
one.
He-Man, right?
Like, come on.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so, like, textured.
He has the power
I have the power.
to make you nut.
The sword just pressing up against the back of your prostate.
Like
Now, would it be He-Man, Faker, or Battle Damage He-Man? That's my question. Probably Battle Damage afterwards.
Does it have to be
Yeah,
He-Man or could it be the Prince guy?
Prince Adam?
Yeah, prior to He-Man.
They're the same dude, man.
No, but they got
But
different
He-Man
armor and
has the
stuff.
power.
Yeah, He-Man has the power. Prince Adam doesn't.
Technically, I think Prince Adam has the power to become
Become
He-Man.
Oh, yeah.
So
Imagine if it was Battle Cat. Battle Cat was a huge figure. I don't know if you remember this.
I had that.
It was like half the size
It
of
was
your
like
arm.
felt.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that?
Here's what if it was Moss Man instead? Do you remember that one?
I do not.
It was basically a He-Man figure just covered in carpeting. That was Moss Man. What? Mechaneck. The one whose neck popped out? Who, like, extended his neck? You put it in, and then they press a button, and it's like, whoop, and then you're like, nyah.
So that would be like the equivalent of one of those bunny vibrators where you stick it in and then...
Well, no, it doesn't. It just shoots forward like this, like, trumph.
Even better.
I don't know what's going on right now.
We're talking about plugging ourselves.
With Mechaneck.
I'm going to be
Speaking
called
of
Leonard.
Plugging. Let's wrap this up. And let's
The best
plug. Furiously.
Furiously plug.
We have to prepare the plugging with some plugging.
We got
Tone, you're a
the-
resident whore. Start plugging away.
Okay, so it's $1 to look at it, $2 to touch it. Wait. Oh,
And he's cheap.
websites. My bad. We have our youtube.com/the Rapscallions, or not the Rapscallions. I'm
Oh
fucking
my
up.
god.
Stop fucking up.
Eric, you want to...
Let's start that over. Rapscallions report.
His field goal percentage is so low.
Can you feel?
So low.
Can you
You know
feel us
what?
bowing our heads and sighing through?
It's like in that baseball movie where the kid gets 2 strikes and they're all like, the coach puts his hat down. He's like, "Fuck this kid." But then the third hit is like a home run, and then like they win the game and they pick him up on their shoulders. You guys probably won't do that though, because I'm fat.
Yeah. Well, you're on number 3, so
Yeah.
Probably gonna get a ball, maybe a foul. Let's see what I can do here.
all right.
We got our youtube.com/Rapscallions report. Facebook.com/Rapscallions report. You can follow us on Twitter at @r_report.
Okay.
You can give us a call at 1-989.
Oh.
Holy hell! I forgot the number.
Oh.
Wait a minute. It's still flying in the air.
It's still in the ether. Just look us up.
1-989-372-0805.
You know, we should take the letters from that and see if we can spell anything.
We should. That's what we're gonna. I'm gonna jot that.
Let's make that a project. So you can call. What do we cover? Call, Facebook.
You can email
Twitter.
us at rapscallionsreport@gmail.com. And
Look up our individual
we should
profiles
get a
on
fax
OkCupid.com.
we should get a fax machine. See if we actually get a fax.
We
Yes,
will not.
because we've been getting a lot of responses to the other.
Yeah, just saying, man. You never know.
We should get a CB radio while we're at it, I think.
Find out how far it can go.
I think we should broadcast to truckers.
We have a MySpace, but we never use it.
Yeah.
Live to truckers.
I think that about covers it, you guys.
Yeah, I think it's all the hoarding that we can do right now.
Sufficiently plugged.
Yeah, we're plugged pretty deep. Mm. Little horsetail coming out. Good stuff.
Well,
right.
I've got to get some tissues. Bye, viewers.
Listeners.
Hey.
Well, viewers.
Hey, somebody says we got to always shoot the podcast.
Yeah.
You do not shoot a podcast.
No, tone means put out a thumb drive and then blast it with a shotgun. Because
Wait, what? Do I say shoot the podcast?
yeah,
Do
all
I?
the time.
Both of you do.
This is a moment. Oh
clarity?
shit! No,
It's
what's
Okay, bye, guys.
If it's an intervention, it's
Intervention,
a double
yeah.
because you do it too.
shit? It's a surprise intervention.
Yeah.
Intervention. I was gonna get on tone about, and then I'm the worm face.
Gotta send you your messages.
Yep.
I knew you.
Bye.
Oh, ooh.